Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke with Reverend Yutaka Yamada. Today being the first day of our fifth 40-day conditions, today is Thursday, 22nd of July, or the 13th of June in the 9th year of Chongalguk. So let's begin, as always, with a bow to our Heavenly Parent and True Parents. Chariot. Kyombe. Paro. And let's offer our family pledge, both in Korean and English. Thank you.
가전맨세 1. 천국 주인, 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이사인 지산천국과 천산천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 1. Our family, the owner of Chongalguk, pledges to seek our original homeland and build the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven, the original ideal of creation, by centering on true love. Thank you. Yes, I'd like to ask Mary Moriarty if she could offer the opening prayer, please.
Our most beloved Heavenly Parent, we thank you for this new morning, this new day. Every day is a new beginning in our spiritual life, and a new day for us to work towards helping you, Heavenly Parent, and our true parents in establishing a world filled with your love and your truth. Heavenly Parent, when we're really coming out of the fallen world, entering into a completely different world, a world of righteousness and justice, a world of beautiful families centered upon you, a world of true love within the family, between families, within the community, the society, and the nation, and ultimately the world. Heavenly Parent, we can't wait for that day to arrive when your ideal comes about. But now, Heavenly Parent, we have to really work hard to transform this fallen world into your beautiful world of goodness and truth. I pray this morning we can receive your message. We can take it into our hearts, our minds. We can act upon it throughout the day, and we can transform ourselves and help those and love those around us, and really bring a substantial change in our immediate environment and community. We offer this prayer in the name of Douglas and Mary, Carlos Moriarty, a Blessed Central Family, Adieu.
Adieu. Thank you.
Beautiful prayer.
And let's offer a warm welcome to Reverend Yutaka as she shares this morning. Thank you.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you for coming this morning from the K of Oceania. Today is also the new beginning of fifth 40 days. So this is the first day. Of course, our Fundoke and also prayer of Johnson, we will do every day. This is also the tradition. But in the same time, we will make each 40 days. Then we can create milestone. And in the same time, we can reflect past 40 days. How was past 40 days? And also we can bring the new determination. That's why in the morning, this moment to offer Johnson together to our Heavenly Parents and true parents, those moments is really precious. So when you reflect last 40 days, how was our life? It was good. How was the relationship between Heavenly Parents and myself? Relationship with our family members and relationship with our job and also work and also our involvement to the mission and the providence. We could reflect several things about past 40 days and also new 40 days. What is our determination? What is our goal? What is our target? What kind of things we can achieve in front of Heavenly Parents and true parents? And what kind of things we want to offer to our Heavenly Parents? So each moment is the good timing and good more opportunity to reflect and new determination. That's why today is the first day of fifth 40 days. Please also reflect yourself about fourth 40 days, and also please prepare and plan well for next 40 days. So today also, let's begin our Fundoke of True Mother's autobiography. So Mother of Peace, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. So now we are reading about True Mother's autobiography one by one. And yesterday, our topic was about educational institution. When true parents think about young people who carry on our future, how important is the academic environment? Because they know seriousness or importance of environment. That's why true parents establish school or institution in Korea, America, and also in many nations in the world. And even that nation doesn't have our school institution, but through educational project and also educating and inspiring or encouraging to teacher or professor and approaching through them, we will develop their character education and create the environment. So we also have to think in Oceania or in each nation how we can prepare the environment and create the environment for our young generation. So this part also continuation about True Mother's autobiography. So let's read this. A university changing the world. So this part, True Mother is talking about university, but there is another part talking about our temonym. So I will read. November 3, 1989 is an unforgettable day for me. I had traveled with my family to attend the long-awaited accreditation ceremony at Songfa University in Cheonan, about an hour south of Seoul. During the ceremony, I received a call from Seoul. Your mother is in critical condition. She will return to God's bosom soon. So, my mother is talking about the Songfa University. So this Songfa University is currently, we call this as Sunmun University. So before Sunmun, this was called as the Songfa University, like theological school, like UTS in America. So this moment, finally, three parents receive the permission and officially start as the university. So that kind of official ceremony moment, True Mother received the news from Seoul. True Mother's mother, Temonim, is in the critical moment. So after True Parents' holy wedding, True Mother didn't share so much about Temonim's story in True Mother's autobiography, but how much Temonim invested and supported our True Mother to become the heavenly daughter and heavenly wives, and as the begotten daughter and as true mother. Temonim and Trumada, Cho Wonju grandmother, lived together in North Korea and waited for second coming and to live together seeking through the spiritual Christianity group and even offer the chansong. After World War II, when the Communist Party stood in North Korean government, then under all those oppression through Mada and Taemonim, even Taemonim went to the prison, but also came out from the prison and came from North Korea to South Korea as the refugee, together with our small girl, our Trumada, and came to South Korea, even under South Korea, because of also the Korean War, continuously moving around to the South Korea. But even facing those difficult situations, Taemonim is looking for the second coming and offer the chansong and also educate and raise up Trumada as a begotten daughter and heavenly daughter, and finally meet her father, and also pioneering mission, and Trumada became the Trumada to receive the holy wedding ceremony. And even after Trumada was becoming the Trumada, but Taemonim always supported behind of that. And finally, there is the time for Taemonim to going into the spiritual world. As soon as the ceremony ended, I rushed back to Seoul to be with my family at my mother's bedside. My mother Honsune was gradually losing consciousness. Everyone was singing holy songs. My mother had been extremely happy when the degree programs at Sonfa University gained government accreditation, and she had remained conscious until the day of the accreditation ceremony. As I put my arms around her, she opened her eyes for a brief moment, stared at me quietly, and then gently closed them. That was our last farewell in this life. So, last moment of Taemonim's life, how was our true mother and how was true father? I prepared a video, so I want to show the video. So just a moment. I have to screen share. Okay, so let's watch the video.
Mrs. Hong's close support was crucial to Reverend Moon and Mrs. Moon's march forward. Mrs. Hong went to America in 1974 when she was 60 and lived there for 5 years. At the time, the threat of terrorism from the extreme left was everywhere. As Reverend Moon's mass rally to awaken America increased in number, Mrs. Hong prayed and prayed again to heaven for the safety of Reverend and Mrs. Moon.
저도 이스트카든에 부모님 가정을 모시고 있지만 저도 놀지 않습니다. 저도 주의 아버지 기도하고 내가 힘자라는 대로 무엇이든지 하고 여러분은 끝까지 생명을 다해서 이 나라를 위해서 이 조국을 위해서 이 국가를 위해서 생명을 다 바칠 것을 여러분은 하지 마야 합니다.
Mrs. Hong was a great shining star who served the true children after following the mission headquarters to America. On November 3rd, 1989, Mrs. Moon stood by Mrs. Hong as she passed on to the next life. The sorrow from parting with her mother, who had lived her life like a shadow, could not be described with words. The sky seemed clearer that day. 76 years old, 34 years after she joined the church, she ascended to the eternal nation of God after achieving the victory on her course for God and true parents by sacrificing her mind and body with loyalty.
이렇게 마지막 순간을 아름답게 장식시키고 돌아가신 데 대해서 육신에 따라서 또 참부모의 입장에 정말 감사합니다. 부디 여러분들이 홍순의 할머니를 생각하신다면 그가 지금까지 뜻대에 걸어나온 길을 표대로 삼으셔서 부디 아름다운 뜻길의 유종의 묘를 거두어주었으면 하는 다른 또한 감사를
Chongpyeong Heaven and Earth Training Center, located by the Bukhan River. Here, from January of 1995, 6 years since Mrs. Hong's death, a new work of heaven is unfolding. This place has now become the place where the members from all over the world can receive the grace of resurrection. If she was the model of faith to the members, she is now, in death, the member of spiritual resurrection for the entire Unification Church.
자기 책임을 다 하고 갔기 때문에 우리 설교는 기름에서 모셔야 할 대모님의 자격이기 때문에 대모님을 아시겠어요? 여기 그 전에 충신 뭐라고 했습니다? 충신, 충성스러운 일편단심 마음 가지고 생축의 제물을 되는 그런 길을 다 간 그런 할머니와 같이 살게 될 때는 하나님으로부터 핍박이 없이 받을 수 있는 시작이 이제부터 될 것이다.
Yes, thank you very much. So how was video? So really, Temonim seriously offered Cheonsong and continuously supported our true mother and true families and grandchildren. So when we think about Temonim's life, how much deeply, sincerely Temonim loved our true parents and also the heavenly parents. Temonim's life is really not simple life from the beginning until the end, and also received a special mission from True Father when Temonim was going to the spiritual world. So I prepare some message about Temonim, which True Father mentioned about Temonim from Champmogyon and also another word. So I want to share about the message to the parents' message about Temonim. This is from Champmogyon. So I will share this. Father said, after True Parents' holy wedding, Temonim and True Mother had to work hard to deal with criticism from all kinds of women, ranging from the wife of the laborer to the lady from the line of the royal family. Mother could not endure this all by herself. 3 generations, grandmother Cho Won-mo, Temonim, and True Mother had to face it together. Knowing Temonim had fulfilled her responsibility in this, I gave her the title Temo, which means Great Mother. So Father is talking about our True Mother and Temonim. True Mother has the special responsibility and mission to carry on all things behalf of or representative of women. That's why have to go many things. But Father, really think only Mother herself is not easy task. That's why Father prepare and the appointed, assigned for 3 generations together to carry on the True Mother's special task to carry on as a representative of women. And finally, Temonim fulfill her mission. That's why Father gave the name Temonim. So Temo is in Chinese character. Te, the Chinese character is, the meaning is the big, kind of great or big. And Mo is mother. That's why Temo meaning is big mother. So this meaning is the great mother. So through Temonim's life, there are many kind of artistic situation she passed. Maybe so lonely situation, sad situation, and painful situation, and enduring moment. But always, all the time, 태모님 totally unite with true mother. And 3 generations totally unite true mother, and true mother fulfill her mission together with all our 태모님 and also 조모 or grandmother to carry on as a representative of all women. So Father said, Mother received many criticism from all kind of women, but finally they fulfill those missions. The way of love that all women have to walk has high walls to overcome. Unless true mother could take those walls down, women would come to blame her. 태모님 appealed to God, crying out that she could take all true mother's burdens on her behalf, and she actually did so. She also ardently prayed that she could dissolve all the worries, bitterness, and sorrows of the true family. So how was the 태모님's attitude? She came and prayed seriously to God. I will carry on all burden. So I will take all true mother's burden on her behalf. So Heavenly Parents, please give all burden to me. This is serious and sincere prayer of our 태모님, and 태모님 fulfill her missions. That's why 태모님 could dissolve all the worries, bitterness, and sorrow of true family. How was true family's environment? How was true parents' environment? Even true parents, true family went to any place but received the persecution, and also many challenging is facing for their life. But 태모님 always support, love, and carry on in front of them, also behind of them. So this life was the 태모님's life. Now, having passed through the painful path of sacrifices, we have come to the era when we can go over the national level and even the world level and proceed toward the world of unity and liberation. 혼순에 truly accomplished all her responsibilities. Hence, she deserved to be attended by all. This is why I named her 태모님. So Father really mentioning about 태모님. As an example to your families and descendants, all of you should inherit 태모님's heart of single-minded loyalty and establish a proper tradition of attending God. This grandmother lived only to attend God. In attending God in your families, you should fulfill the way of a loyal heart with single-mindedness, even greater than hearts. So how was 태모님's life? From the beginning, from the birth until the end of Somfa, totally 태모님's heart is single-minded. Just love God, live God, and live for true parents. That's why Father is talking about all blessed families. Your family, your descendants, you have to establish and you have to inherit those 태모님's single-minded loyalty and also tradition of attending God. How much we are having those kind of tradition in our life and in our families to attend God, attend true parents. So Father is showing and telling us 태모님's life is the model life and show how we should attend to God. So when we learn our 태모님's life, even challenging situation, even there is no food, but continuously finding the food, even eating the leaf as the chosen condition, just for God, just for second coming, just for true parents, just for true family. So we could see her attitude. Then true parents also proud of her, and how much God proud of her. So, and also how much ourselves also, when we reflect ourselves, how much true parents can proud ourselves, how much our God can proud you. So we have to inherit those Temonim's life, and we can learn our life of Temonim. On November 4, 1989, in honor of Temonim, I created a calligraphic tribute, 충심봉신, which means, with a loyal heart, she dedicated herself to God and to parents. Anyone like her who goes to the spirit world after a life of sacrifice lived with single-minded devotion will open the gate to receive blessing from God, free from any accusation. So this is the calligraphy which True Father gave to Temonim, 충심봉신. So this 충, this is also for Chinese character. 충 meaning is loyalty. 심, second one, 심 meaning is heart. 봉 is offering. And last one, 신 is body. That's why with a loyal heart, she dedicated herself, totally offer herself to heavenly parents and true parents, and went to the spiritual world. So we could see our Temonim's life. And also I found the True Father's prayer to Temonim in the last moment. So this is because it was not English, I translated. So I hope you could understand these things. So I will read. This is True Father's prayer to Temonim. Please grant her to go to the spirit world from this earth, so that she can make the bridge between the heavenly and earthly world stronger and fulfill her responsibility to unite Judaism and the Unification Church with Christianity at the center. Throughout her daily life of more than 70 years of service, she have worked together with all the Unification Church members with whom she had relations on this earth. I pray that this grandmother had shed tears and sweat blood to lay the foundation for paths that mother will take. I would like to thank her for being a barrier and guiding the way until today's victory. Thank you. Tomorrow, she will leave this place and stand in a position where she cannot see her flesh on earth. However, when heaven leaves something to worry about on earth, this grandmother will stand in the middle, take responsibility for all things from the spirit world through the spirit, and represent the Unification family as an intermediary and mediator. I sincerely hope that you will accept her responsibility, because true parents command her to fulfill the great responsibility of representing the Unification family and connecting it before heaven. I know that in the heavenly and earthly worlds, she will go as a proud daughter that you have wished her to be in order to serve as a bridge to the fulfillment of your will for many years. Therefore, true parents on earth, while sending this daughter before you, mobilize the heavens and all the descendants of goodness on earth as a representation of love that can be embraced in your bosom. I praise her as a representation of a mother's love and daughter's love. So please hold her in your bosom, Father. Father, I ask that by her going, the whole spirit world will lay the foundation for the victory allowed on earth, and that in the presence of your will, the role of the good ancestors directly return to the good descendants on earth will be more firmly extended and consolidated. So this is our Father's prayer. So when Temonim is going to the spiritual world, Father gave the special mission, command her to be the bridge. So even after going to the spiritual world, Temonim is walking through the Cheonpyeong and doing the spiritual work as with the temonim with Gunjinim. So we could see. So when we see the providence, there are many kind of people who offer chanson and sacrifice, and temonim is really one of the great person to sacrifice and offer chanson and investment. So those foundation, then temonim received a new mission, and even still now on, temonim is working from the spiritual world. So because of those chanson and offering and investment, now to the parents finally fulfill and pass through the era of indemnity and now enter to the era of Chonilkuk. And now Trimada is leading the whole providence in currently. So through Temonim's life, we could learn what is attendance, what is attend God, what is offering life to heavenly parents and true parents. And even after going to the spiritual world, when we think our life, what kind of legacy do we remain in front of heaven, in front of us? And when our descendants think each of us, what kind of memory, what kind of history will they think and will they receive? So all the moment is actually creating history. So if we can offer the great legacy to our next generation, this is really the great, glorious moment. So now we are living together with our true parents, our true mother. So we put our heart, offer chanson, and really remain the gratefulness and offer the accomplishment and fulfillment, greatness to our heavenly parents and true parents. So now we share about Trumada's autobiography, especially our temonim part. So please also, if we can inherit and we can go together. And also one page I want to share also Chonseongyong word, God's existence and attendance. Yesterday also we are talking about Trufada mentioning about the parts of faith, and also I brought and asking and examining and investigating our truth of nature and truth of God. So our attitude, what kind of attitude do we have? So those things is important. Even we witness new people, and even we are here, that if people could not understand God's word, and if could not understand divine principle, because I'm here, because the people is good, environment is good, then surely that person is not easy to stay. That's why God's word and the divine principle and education and learning God's heart, inheriting God's heart is really the key point, how we can inherit and how we can connect with our true parents' heart and heavenly parents' heart. That's why when we see our Temonim's life, Temonim really felt God's heart, realized God's heart, realized true parents' heart. That's why she could offer whole life. So when we read also Father's message, we should find God's heart in each several part. So I want to share our Chonseongyong word. If you look at the lips, you will find they are amazing. The lips and teeth work well together. How far apart are they? Not more than a few millimeters. This is very dangerous. Even a small mishap could create a big problem. But do we worry about this? When we are eating, we just think about eating and don't give it a second thought. Isn't the tongue awesome as well? Inside the mouth, the tongue pushes and pulls, moving in and out between upper and lower teeth while they are working together like a slasher. Yet the tongue and the teeth work in accord without running into conflict. They fit together like a magic box. I speak very quickly, even though I speak so fast, and it is the first time for us to meet. I can resonate with you well and we can become very close through words. Truly, the tongue is an amazing instrument of harmony. What if the tongue only worked like a finger? It would cause a serious problem. So this part, Father is mentioning about lip and teeth. So we never think about this, and naturally we are using that, but we think again how much these great things about mouth. We are continuously talking and talking and eating. So mouth, how many work mouth is doing? Eating, talking, and showing the emotion, and taste the food, and kissing, and having, and sometimes break something, and also the tip and bite, or many kinds of things. So how God created this human body and even mouth. So one by one, when we think and when we see those parts which are created by God, really we could find and we could feel God's love and God's emotion and God's investment to each of us. That's why when we see the all parts of human body, we could find the God's heart. So today's the Chonsong word is talking about the teeth and mouth. So when we remind some parts or meaning or importance, then also we can discover new things through finding those meaning, and through learning through Father's message, we can rethink again how really God's creation is great, and how our human beings existing is great things. Each person is actually special person. There is nobody who doesn't have meaning in this world. Each person have a special meaning, special talent, and each person are receiving special love from God. So we have to recognize how much God invested each of you, each of us. If we ignore that person, ignore my family, ignore your husband, wife, your children, or friend, even if we ignore enemy, meaning is we are ignoring children of God. We are ignoring the creation of God. We are ignoring God himself. That's why when we think again about God's creation, even our human beings, really we are the result of God's love, and children, son and daughter of our heavenly parents. So today we share about Temonim's life and also the Father's word. Really through God's word, continuously we learn and we find God's heart. Important things is to connect with God's heart and our life, through parents' life and our life, and connect with heart and heartistical relationship. That's why each moment, now first day of 40 days, fifth 40 day Chonson condition, let's put our Chonson and our heart, let's go forward together. So thank you once again for joining today's 훈독회. Let's have a great moment. Thank you very much. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much, Reverend Yutaka. As always, to really bring a lot of reality to all the words, seeing the videos of really coming to a better understanding of our part, our role. I was taken, thinking about Damon in, she really, her mind just thinks of what conditions to do. She's always thinking of just service to God and to our true parents, and the whole. We can see through the autobiography and through the works of at Chompyong that her whole life is just one of Chongsong, just giving and fasting and vows, and I maybe I've said before, but I'll say it again. Just that very amazing experience I had at Chopyong a long time ago when they were just having tents, and I was there, and just the power of love and the power of the condition that produces miracles. And Yeah, and yeah, the main miracle is, you know, the transformation from death to life. You know, that she's really a mother that brings about resurrection, because a mother, you know, are the ones for birth and new life. And the experience I had, I was there with Shizio and, you know, the kids when they were really just babies, just starting to walk, and there was Dame in him's room, and we knew that she was in the room always praying and doing thousands of bows. And outside the room, where the path was walking past, there was a fence made out of, and this is, I could only go there winter, so this is in the middle of winter, so it's snowing, and there's a fence made out of wood, wire and wood, and each piece of wood was a milled piece of wood that was just put into the ground and wire put through to make a fence so people wouldn't slip as on the ice as they were going down. And just opposite where Damon was, you know, I could see the light on, and she was bowing, and, you know, and the three pieces of wood that were opposite her room. Now, this is in the middle of winter. Each one of those pieces was growing. You know, they had sprouted branches and they had green leaves on them. And I was just amazed, you know, and I was looking at them, and then I realized that, you know, the power of love and the power of mother, and the offering that Damien was doing was actually physically, not only spiritually, but also physically giving new life. And these three pieces were sprouting, and they had green leaves in the middle of winter, and there was snow everywhere. And I was just amazed, and I was thinking, wow, because to me, a miracle is something that's normal. You know, it would happen anyway. A branch grows, but that what makes it a miracle is it happens at that moment when it's there to provide like a guidance or a message or a condition that helps to improve our faith and connection to God. And so I was just always I remember that, and always overwhelmed by seeing, because every time I go to Chongpyong, I always have some sort of spiritual experience, and, you know, see angels, or I see, you know, a lot of spirits moving around, and so to me, Damon just represents someone, as Father said, she's a model mother, and her life is just one of Chongsong the whole time, and through that, you know, miracles happen. And so for me, that model is, you know, I can, you know, with enough Chongsong, create miracles, and the miracle that we can create together is the substantial kingdom of heaven here on this earth. So thank you, Reverend Yutaka, for sharing about Daimonim and her life and her love and her legacy, and that legacy is one of love and loyalty to God and to parents. So yes, thank you, everyone, and happy for others to share their realizations, experiences, or, you know, whatever they need to. Thank you, everyone. Yes, Seti, go ahead. You have your hand up. Or Josephina, is over there.
He knows it's you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Reverend Yutaka. Just having fond memories of our Chongno Church in Seoul during the Sege times. Reverend Im Do-sun that you saw in the photo, he was my leader, and Chongno #1 church was the biggest church in Seoul, and he was responsible for looking after Taemonim, especially in that 1989 time when she was a bit sick. So sometimes we got to go and greet Taemonim we wouldn't see her, but would go to her apartment and Gyeongbae, all the Western and Japanese members, and a few Korean members, and I remember that we did the Sebeton, you know, the New Year's greetings. So yeah, that was beginning time, but of getting to know Temonim. But I really feel like Temonim really brought true parents to us very clearly. Unlike any other leader, but Temonim brought true parents very, for me anyway, brought true parents very, very close to heart. You know, I could feel substantially, and especially for the Changpyeong Providence. Yeah, it was a whole new level, the Changpyeong Providence. 1997, I attended one of the early 40 days workshops, and I was coming from Samoa. I was at a really low point of life, and it was really revival that time. And for a long time, I carried Temonim and Changpyeong Providence heart with me when I come back to Oceania. That was the standard, was to the Changpyeong standard, you know, try to remain vertical all day until past midnight, you know, no lying down and all this kind of mindset. Temonim really, I think she really showed us and got us in contact with real life of faith, I felt. It's just another dimension. It started in those times during the Changpyeong Providence. So I'm always very grateful for Temonim. I just wanted to say, yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Reverend Sati. Yes, Margaret, go ahead and welcome.
Thank you. I want to thank Reverend Yamada for a wonderful sharing of Hundok this morning. And my takeaway was the victory of the Great Mother, that on that foundation, True Mother could be able to overcome all the complaining and accusing of other women. I want to bring it to the time in Palau during the summit, the First Lady Summit, in the first or in the Women Federation meeting. VIP from Samoa shared something that I thought was very profound. She was really moved that True Mother sent her daughter-in-laws to represent her in the summit. And she compared it to the island culture where you don't send your daughter-in-laws, you send your own daughters to anything of importance because they're your blood. So she made a comment that for Mother Moon to send her daughter-in-laws means she has a deep love for her daughter-in-laws. She has gone beyond just her own daughters and able to love her daughter-in-laws too. This is a very profound concept for island nation, because you don't send anyone but your own daughter to represent your family or your clan or your tribe. So this, what Reverend Yamada brought this morning really focuses on this great victory of women overcoming, centered on Temonim and True Mother, overcoming accusation and squabbles by other women around them. So that is why Mother would have this big heart to invest in her daughter-in-laws and have them represent her in Worldwide Providence. So I just was really moved by Reverend Yamada's presentation, how he could put the history and the words of father and words of mother into one with this focus. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Margaret. We have time for maybe one more person to share before we go into our unison prayer. So who would like to be the last one for today? Yes, no, go ahead, or Catherine, whoever it is there, because you're both there together. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Today, 6 of us are going on a national tour around to Taranaki in New Zealand. Come on, Keitha. Come on, Keitha. And Jeffrey. The words that I quickly took from home were True Mother's, Damonen's words, 2 books of Damonen's to take with us. And it was really interesting that we were just speaking in the heart of Damonen today. And it's just amazing that she's going to be. Those are the words that I chose. Those are the books that I chose in search of myself, and another book, All Is Love, to take with us to read while we're away. So we're going to say goodbye. We are leaving very soon. Thank you so much.
Have a great trip.
Yeah, we will. Here's Jeffrey.
Kenji's coming, but yeah.
4 women and 2 men.
Right, one more woman is Matapa.
We're taking the mother spirit with us.
Yeah, have a safe trip.
Okay, thank you.
Drive
Bye-bye.
safe.
Drive safe, you don't sleep on the road.
No, we're driving.
Okay. See ya.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you from New Zealand. It's great that everyone can work together and doing those national tours around New Zealand to really bring this time. It looks like not only bringing a true parents' love and spirit, but also bringing Damon in with you, giving that strength of mind to be able to focus on the goal without limitation, so that really can bring about that rebirth. So thank you, and thank you to everyone. And it's time for us to offer our unison prayer. So I'll just share the screen and we can begin. Let's pray together. Adieu, adieu, adieu. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day, and see you tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
Have a nice day. Good morning.
Good trip. Bye-bye.
Oh, have a great.
Great. Bye-bye.